Hello and welcome back to another episode of Streaming Wars here on That Hashtag Show, the show that pins every streaming service against one another while also helping you, our viewers, decide what to watch and what to skip. I'm Chelsea Schwartz.
I'm Yael Tygiel.
And welcome to our show. Yeah. So today we're doing something very different. It's sort of more of like an expose, exclusive look, and focus on HBO Max.
Yes, and we brought a very special guest to join us. We have the one and only James Lott Jr., who is a life coach, a professional organizer, a podcaster, producer, content creator, author, and recording artist. James, welcome. Thank you for being here with us.
James, the James of all trades.
James of all trades. I should be coming on. Why can't I not see myself?
You're there. We see
there
you.
I'm here. Thanks, ladies. I'm glad to be here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So a little bit of background, HBO Max launched recently this year, May 27th of 2020. So with the exception of Peacock, it is one of the newest services. It's $14.99 a month, which is about what HBO was charging just for HBO itself. So if you were already paying for HBO, like, why not add the additional HBO Max content? So far, they've acquired 4.1 million subscribers. That was as of the end of July. We don't have a more accurate number. But the thing that's interesting is that all HBO subscribers have access to HBO Max for free, and only about 1 million of them have actually activated HBO Max so far. So there's a lot of potential there.
Yeah, it's really surprising how many people are willing to check it out because it is one of the higher price points in terms of streaming services.
I only know one person who's watched HBO Max like I am. And we both like it. But for me, it was like already had it was told from I have DirecTV or it's AT&T or whatever it's called now, and they were telling me that it's just part of your service. Go ahead and activate it. I followed the steps and I was on.
There you go. As simple as that. I mean, and they launched pretty strongly. I felt like they have this amazing catalog, the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies, you know, the DC catalog, which is great for the DC extended universe and a lot of the series. And then all of the Harry Potter movies.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the news that came out recently that all of DC Universe is going to officially be on HBO Max now, because I remember thinking, why do these two separate things exist when they should be one? And I guess they agreed with me.
Absolutely. I was like, but then also like, okay, so this is an amazing catalog library that we're building. And then the news comes out, all of the HBO Max Harry Potter collection is leaving and going to Peacock. What?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like, Harry Potter is owned by Warner Brothers. This is Warner Brothers streaming service.
It's very weird, especially because their entire promotional campaign was all of these universes, all of these worlds together in one place, but temporarily.
Yeah, apparently, which they didn't give any pretext on that clause of the streaming service. But then also like the DC movies dropped. So May 27th, I was like, oh, Keaton's Batman, right? Super excited. And then like 2 weeks later, they were like, oh, we're taking Batman away on July 1st. And I was like, why? Wait, and they were like, oh, don't worry, it's gonna come back on August 1st. I was just like, what's the point of that?
Yeah, James, I know you're a big nerd.
Yes. Yeah, no, I know. And my thing is, it's so confusing, like who owns what, and who can. And all the streams are like that. It's like, well, when Fox sold the Marvel stuff to this, and because they were owning they own certain things that they couldn't be in the universe. The rest of the Marvel stuff, like it's so confusing to the consumer who's just like a fan, who's like, oh, okay, the Batman's going to all the Batmans, for me, all the older Batmans are going to all be there. Then they're not going to be there. Well, what does that mean? They don't own them, or they do own them, or it's very, very confusing who actually has the rights to stream which thing. That's why I need to figure all that out and figure out, because I mean, we just want to be able to go somewhere and watch what we want to watch.
Yeah, and it's actually interesting that you put it like that too, because I feel like that they need to figure it out, but it also feels like they're purposely choosing not to figure it out. Like they're actually working with each other to make sure that everybody maintain subscribers, which seems counter-competitive. And if we're gonna do that, why not have like one streaming service, like one bring to rule them all, you know? Like,
No, that'll never happen. They can't have that. You have competing ones. It's you know, you can't have a monopoly. It has to be all over the place, and everybody competes for you. Come to us, we're better. No, you come to us, we're better. I mean, like, that's kind of how it is, right?
But also, if they're going to keep adding content and removing it and adding it, removing it, it doesn't make me feel safe as a consumer. So, like, I immediately bought HBO Max on, like, 5 hours before launch. I got in for the pre-sale because I went, you know what? Friends is the TV show that helps me sleep at night. It's comforting to me. And I haven't had it since it went away from Netflix on New Year's Day. And I haven't slept well. We're in 2020, you know, there's a lot of stress going on. So $12.99 a month so that I can sleep, worth it. Now I'm like, are they going to take Friends away?
It's interesting that you bring up Friends because there was a big push that it was going to launch. HBO Max was going to launch with the Friends reunion.
Yes, which I'm so excited about.
Which it allegedly is still coming. And now there's going to be a West Wing reunion that allegedly is coming. Allegedly. I think that these reunions are a great idea and it is a great selling point. The question is, are they happening? We're in a time where we can't tell when production will happen. And so I think they should pause on their announcements until they can guarantee that it's going to happen.
Yeah,
I think it's that whole thing of you want to get something out there to get people to look and watch and be excited, but maybe you're jumping the gun, you're jumping the gun too soon. It's like, because right now we all know that everything's up in the air, right? Especially when it comes to productions. And will it be virtual? Will it be in person? Like, there's a lot going on. So again, get it together first before you start prematurely possibly announcing things.
Yes.
I agree. I was like, but they also, in other places, it seems like their Turner Movie Classic catalog and their Studio Ghibli catalog are safe and sound. Like, nothing's really been coming and going from those places. And it's an amazing addition, you know, Gone with the Wind, Casablanca, Singing in the Rain, Wizard of Oz, and, like, Spirited Away, Kiki's Delivery Service. Like, I feel like no one's really talking about that facet of HBO Max, but those are some major catalogs.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
No, go ahead, James.
I was gonna say, I love Singing in the Rain. First of all, I just mentioned that's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's people. I think people don't even get really what this movie is about and how good it really is, and how good everyone is in it, and the storyline and everything. But yes, the singing and all the stuff.
How ahead of its time it was. Like, Gene Kelly directed, choreographed, and starred in it.
Yes, completely. I mean, it's so good. So I just want to say, because you mentioned Singing in the Rain, but yeah, but to get those kind of movies, that is it adds gravitas to your streaming service when you have caliber of film like that are recognized the world around as part of, like, this history of film. That helps bring the little level up to your streaming service.
I do think we have to mention some of the downsides of HBO Max. Because honestly, the layout, the aesthetic is not great. It has no searchability. The user experience is pretty terrible. It's not available on Roku. I'm just going to list all these things. It's not available on Roku or Amazon Fire Stick, which, like, I literally have to watch casting it from my phone to my television, and it glitches and buffers literally every time. I have never seen anything straight through.
Yeah. So I watch it on my PlayStation 4 because it actually works on PlayStation, but it's not free of glitches and has not been since the beginning. At first, I was like, it's opening day, it's opening week, like, they'll figure this out. It still has not figured itself out. I also really don't like how many additional clicks I have to do in order to play something. Like, continue watching Big Bang Theory. 3 clicks later, you finally start playing the episode. No, just continue watching. Play.
It's funny. You guys are right about that. It's so funny because I did it from my phone for a while to my television.
Mm-hmm.
That was the only way I could get there. Now I have it set on my television. I can do it, but I did because it happened when it first happened. I was like, what? When Legendary came on, like, Legendary is this great voguing kind of subculture series, competition series, and I'd be like, and the winner of this challenge wasn't a glitch. Okay, I want to know the winner, and then you had to, like, come out of it, go back into it, and it may start 3 minutes behind it when you start. I'm like, wait a minute, I already saw that part already. I want to go back to the part where, you know, wins. So I've had a few of those problems. So I agree with you on that also.
I also feel like I've gotten maybe used to, like, Netflix, how if you watch 3 episodes of something, it says, would you like to continue watching? And on HBO Max, it just doesn't stop. It just keeps going. So if you fall asleep with it on, if watching on my iPhone, it just keeps going seamlessly. On my PlayStation, at some point, it just becomes a black screen, and nothing happens whatsoever. It's not still playing. It's just frozen.
Like that.
Like that.
Like that. It just these are demonstrations, folks, on how this can happen to you when you watch HBO Max.
Absolutely.
You know, but I mean, I always, but see, I look at it sometimes as, well, this is new. I give it excuses sometimes. It's new, a few glitches here and there. I still saw a great program. I'm still seeing a great program. So that kind of outweighs maybe a little bit of that.
Yeah, I think that leads us into some of the originals that have come out on HBO Max, because I know that Chelsea and I both saw An American Pickle. James, I don't know.
The quality of the HBO Max originals, because Max Originals is for the film section, I think it stands out from all the other services. An American Pickle is definitely higher caliber and quality. It was a better comedy than I expected. Like, a lot of the Netflix comedies that come out seem to be very dumbed down and cheap feeling. Yes. And I'm very much looking forward to the fact that HBO Max seems to be producing these big budget films. But not just the films, the original series. It's worth noting that, like, if you've not made the investment into HBO Max, the amount of originals and the caliber of these originals coming is going to be worth your money.
Yeah, Chelsea, do you want to tell us a little bit about some of the originals and reboots that they're bringing?
Oh my God, I would love to. I'm so excited. So Gossip Girl is getting a reboot. This is not set with the original cast. It's like a new generation, and they're bringing Gossip Girl back, but I think we can expect some of our favorites to show up. Grease is getting a continuation story, and it'll be a musical series that continues the story from where the original film picked up. There's going to be a Dune series, the Boondock series. They're doing a Gremlins animated series. They're in development creating The Griswolds, based around National Lampoon Vacation, and it's being produced by Johnny Galecki, Rusty himself. You know, there's so many great things that I'm looking forward to.
I feel like it's a continuation. HBO does great work. I mean, HBO has great documentaries and has great stuff. So I feel like this is the branding that we've come to know about HBO. So I'm hoping HBO Max does continue that. Just basically, it's just another place to see it, but it's still the HBO family and what their quality of product they put out.
Absolutely. Thank you, James, so much for joining us. We're so excited to have had you here. Please tell us where everyone can keep up with you. And I know you are working on a ton of projects like HBO Max. You have a lot of stuff in the works. What do you got going on?
So I have my own online network, which I kind of promoted myself a couple of months ago, and it's called JLJ Media. You can go to YouTube, go to JLJ Media, or any audio streaming platform. And I have over 35 shows running. And some of them are with me, some with other people. Anything from Hallmark Channel stuff to the soaps, which I'm really known for, to Star Wars, to insurance. So I mean, all a very diverse program. So go there and follow and subscribe there and check something out. See if you like something there. Otherwise, follow me where all James Lott Jr.'s are sold, at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms across the board. And you can check out my music, books, series, podcasts, everything is there. So thank you. And Yael's on a couple of things, so she's on a couple of things with you.
That's true. I know there's a left-handed show that you should check out.
Yes, you should. It's good. People keep talking about that, the pumps, the gas pumps. I had later people talk about that on other shows about that. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, James.
Thank you.
And speaking of HBO Max, we actually got a moment to catch up with the cast of the latest HBO Max original series, Raised by Wolves.
Belief in the unreal can comfort the human mind, but it also weakens it. The civilization you're seeding here will be built on humanity's belief in itself, not an imagined deity.
And if it's not imagined? They won the war after all. What if praying will make Spiria better?
No, Campion. Only science can do that.
Here with us is Amanda Collin, who plays Mother, and Abu Salim, who plays Father on Raised by Wolves, HBO Max's latest sci-fi series. Welcome to Streaming Wars.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So Raised by Wolves is such an interesting concept. Androids raising humans on a virgin planet after the Earth's been destroyed. So what about this premise excited you as an actor?
Oof. I mean,
Go.
it's the fact that it is all brand new, right? It's the fact that it's all kind of fresh and it is that idea of starting again. That's what's really exciting, I think. And also the fact that I get to work with Amanda Collin. Like, I mean, when do you ever really get a chance to do that, right?
Right. Yeah, no, it was to be in anything by Ridley Scott. I think you're just overwhelmed and excited and just jump in with both feet.
Well, you both got to play androids. Can you tell us about the physicality? Were you inspired by any famous TV or movie robots or androids?
Yeah, I mean, I was more inspired by video game androids than actual TV ones, because I think, again, it's just a lot more for me. I found a lot more to mine from those worlds than I did from, you know, and you know what the thing is, it's like, you could look at like David or, you know, or Ash of, you know, from the sort of the alien world, but I do feel that, again, the world in which Aaron has created allowed space to play and kind of make our own. Yeah, I mean, many a time, you know, we would be sitting with Ridley and just discovering something new about mother and father with him, and also with, you know, between us as well.
Yeah, and you had many awakenings along the way. Like, we were just creating as we went along, and you can only do that when you have someone above you to take full responsibility of your choices. And obviously, working with Ridley, there's no one better to do that. So yeah, it was a fun exploration.
I bet. And this show has such immersive world building. How much was physically there for you guys versus like a green screen?
I feel like there was maybe like 6 days of green screen or whatever. Like, there was basically none of that, which is so incredible. Like, it's such a gift to walk on set doing a scene, and then you spend like the first 20 minutes just like, oh my God, like, look at this, like, what is going on? What is have you seen this? You know, and then you get past that and then you start acting. It is such a gift as an actor, because it gives you, I mean, the scene of giving birth to the babies would never have been the same if they weren't that real. I mean, we're only human, so we can only react to what we get our hands on, you know?
Yeah, well, thank you guys so much. Thanks to our guests from Ridley Scott's Raised by Wolves, which is hitting HBO Max on September 3rd.
Woohoo!
Thank you.
Good having you guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now let's get into streaming roundup.
Yes. Oh my gosh. There's so much coming out right now that I want to talk about, that I really am really excited about. Netflix has a bunch of stuff that we're stoked for. We talked about Work It the other day, which is the dance movie, and I watched what I think is the next dance movie you should watch after Work It, and it's Feel the Beat. It has the girl from Disney's Descendants who plays Evie, I believe.
Oh, I love Evie. I didn't realize she was in.
Yes, and she's mean and terrible, but you're supposed to eventually love her. So she's in that. It's got some really fun dancing. I think what really sells me about this movie is the concept of a diverse dance crew. That's something really important to me, because not every dancer looks like a dancer. And I think that's super wonderful. They have a deaf dancer, which is really fun, and they get to discuss that and have sign language, and I really love it. Also, because I'm a superhero person, Project Power on Netflix, which is,
my God,
yes, Jamie Foxx. I keep saying it's Limitless, but with superpowers. So you take a pill.
In some capabilities sort of has superpowers too, but it absolutely works for the description of this.
Yes, it's really fun. I think that if you like superheroes, just check it out. That's all I'm saying.
I'm also just gonna put a vote in for Joseph Gordon-Levitt because I'm a big fan.
Yes, he's also in it.
And then additionally, Netflix again, they're just killing it. Lucifer season 5, part 1 might be the best season of Lucifer I've ever seen since the first season. And I can't believe the cliffhanger that they left us on. We've been waiting for this for 5 years, and then it's just like, and at some point we'll give you more. We need more now. It's so good. If you haven't watched Lucifer at all 5 seasons are available on Netflix.
Absolutely.
Now, of course, we have to give you the downside. Not everything's worth watching. And I've got something, it breaks my heart. Once again, Disney Plus not excelling with their original movies. The one and only Ivan, not working for me. This is designed like The Lion King with CGI talking animals. I want more of a fantasy element if my animals are going to speak English to me and have the voices of Helen Mirren and, Angelina Jolie talking to me. And instead, it became a very emotionally heavy movie about how while we're destroying wildlife and captivating animals and destroying nature, and animals are dying, these talking animals that you just have met and love are dying, and it's too dark for me for what I want from that movie.
I agree. I think if you're going to have talking animals, it should be a fantastical story.
Yeah. So let's get into some headlines from this week, because the announcements just don't stop coming from these services.
Yeah, Apple TV just released Ted Lasso, and they renewed it after 1 episode. That is the Jason Sudeikis series. There's going to be more.
Speaking of Apple TV Plus, Keira Knightley has found her new period drama, The Essex Serpent. This is based off of a book. She loves her period pieces. She's also starring in it besides executive producing. I'm very excited. I actually like Keira Knightley a lot.
Yeah, I think she does some really great work, especially when she does period pieces. I know that Once Upon a Time fans are going to lose their minds because the series has been added to Disney Plus.
Starting on September 18th. It's coming soon to Disney Plus.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us about Hulu's exciting news?
Well, so Disney Plus has already been offered to Verizon customers for free since launch. They've now expanded the service because Disney Plus has a bundle that includes Hulu and ESPN Plus. So now you can get the bundle if you are a Verizon Play More or Get More Unlimited subscriber for free. You get ESPN Plus and Hulu plus your Disney Plus now.
I love when they bundle things. It makes it feel much more worth it for the prices. Mm-hmm. Netflix, again, is coming out with lots sorts of news. Warrior Nun was renewed, which was not a surprise. Everyone freaking loved it. And there's also going to be a new Resident Evil series.
Yes, and then in addition, they're working on a Pinocchio feature film that's going to be done in stop motion, directed by Guillermo del Toro. They're the cast: Ewan McGregor, Cate Blanchett, Tilda Swinton, David Bradley. It just keeps going. This is incredible. I'm really looking forward to the Pinocchio. And then they finally gave us a release date for Enola Holmes. This is Sherlock's sister. And yes, Sherlock and Mycroft are both in the movie. And it's, September 23rd. It's a great birthday gift to me. Thank you, Netflix.
And I'm going to consider this a birthday gift to me. Peacock, who is doing whatever it is that they want these days, is doing a Joe Exotic series with Kate McKinnon from SNL. Kate McKinnon's going to be playing Carol Baskin. Hey, all you cats and kittens, that Carol Baskin. So I'm really excited to see that over on Peacock whenever they release that, because you need more Tiger King in your life. Speaking of more things you need in your life, that's right, streaming wars. We are here telling you what's going on all the streaming platforms, and we cannot wait to do it again next time on that hashtag show. Make sure you've subscribed. Thank you again to our guest, James Lott Jr. Of course, we've got Chelsea over there. I'm Yael Tygiel. Thanks for joining us.